dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey Podcast, episode 189. I'm your host, Chris, and I'm flying solo tonight. Jason is MIA. No, seriously, he went up to the mountains to go skiing. This has been some epic snow, epic weather. So he flitted out to go and enjoy the white stuff up in the High Sierra. He's been known to do that. So I am here solo in Studio L. So let's do a quick update on a few things, and we'll just go from there. I just got back from the dentist literally about a half an hour ago. Yesterday was sitting at home and I was munching on a fruit snack, if you believe that. And I pulled a filling out of one of my teeth, and it was crunchy and unpleasant. So this morning I woke up and called my dentist and said, "Hey, I think something's wrong." And they said, "Come on in this later today." And I said, "Perfect." So jumped in the truck and went over, and they took a quick picture and quick look at my teeth and said, "Yep, you lost a filling, one of my original silver fillings from many years ago." So they had time to fit me in to replace it. So I'm good to go, 100% again. I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Dr. King. Appreciate you being able to get me in this afternoon to fix me up. Yeah, as I had mentioned before, we had some epic weather. We got great rainfall down here over the weekend. And I think a couple inches of rain kind of fell. So what that translates into, of course, is snow up in the Sierra, which Jason took off and took advantage of. But I know a lot of our fellow wheelers took off and enjoyed the High Sierra to do some wheeling, some snow wheeling. And our PSA from last week, when we knew the snow and the snow wheeling season had begun, I kind of mentioned to people that, be safe, kind of a quick list of things they should do before they head up. Don't wheel alone, tell people where you're going. Make sure you bring warm clothing and maybe some food and plenty of water. Don't go alone, things like that. And it looks like a lot of people have been taking that to heart. Going on the Facebook, I noticed that our group, the great group, the NorCal 4x4 Rescue, has been very busy. This last snowstorm that came through dumped a lot of snow, and people were stranded, people were stuck, people went up to recreate, and some people got into situations that were a little beyond their skill set or what they were prepared for. So fortunately, most people were able to reach out and were able to get rescued or were prepared enough to be able to hunker down and weather the storm. No pun intended. So I do know that it just seems like even the best prepared rigs that were up in the High Sierra had some troubles. I guess there was a group that was on I think it was Wentworth Springs Road that near the Rubicon, that looks like they got snowed in and needed some help getting out. But this kind of draws attention to the situation, is even the most prepared and best built rigs can still get into trouble if the conditions are deteriorate rapidly like they did. From what I'm hearing at the summit, like at Donner Truckee Donner Summit there, they had up to 6 feet of snow fell down, which is great for us and great for recreating and great for the drought situation that seems to continue here in California. But as we've said, being careful and being prepared for the snow is important, and you can get into a lot of trouble real fast. And being able to communicate, whether it's with an inReach, a satellite device, or you have a satellite phone, or even a ham radio, the 805 repeater works throughout the winter up in the High Sierra. And if people are nearby on Simplex, you can reach them to get rescue. Pardon me if you hear a little bit of a lisp, but like I said, the Novocaine, or the local they used on my face, on my mouth to numb it for the filling is still affecting me right now. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody's recreating up in the High Sierra safely. If you do find yourself in trouble, definitely reach out and ask for help. I know that that group of volunteers has been awesome, helping people get to and from their homes. And some people are running out of fuel, running out of firewood, running out of propane if they have propane, a big propane tank outside of their house to supply their furnace or their cooking cooktop. So volunteers have been great getting them to and from grocery stores or getting them supplies so they don't freeze or go hungry, which is awesome. It's, as we've always said, the off-road group, the outdoors and off-road organizations are always super awesome. They step up when the need arises, and I couldn't be prouder of my fellow off-roaders. And I know that if I lived closer to the Sierra, like a lot of these people do, I'd be happy to drive up there and help them out. But, I know a couple of years ago, close friends of mine like Tyler and Jimmy from Snail Trail, when we had those blizzards a couple of years ago, or even last year, they were jumping in to help out with that situation in Pollock Pines and whatnot when the snow levels drop down to areas when they typically get snow in those areas, but nothing to the degree that happens sometimes when they get these epic rain, snowfalls in the multiple feet range. And then people that think they're prepared suddenly find themselves stranded, and the volunteers are awesome. Let's jump in there and help out. And it's also super, super important because we're in the holidays right now. I mean, we've already passed by Thanksgiving, and when this episode drops, Christmas is going to be just around the corner. Hopefully all of our listeners and friends of our listeners have been gotten their Christmas shopping done or wrapping it up and then getting it all wrapped so it can be put under the tree. So it's ready to be, all that paper can be shredded on Christmas morning. If you guys want to, if you're still looking for gifts for your loved ones, don't be afraid to pop over to wheelingwinewhiskey.com and go to our store, and you can get merchandise that's got our logo on it, and you can represent the show that you love, and or you can we're still selling element fire extinguishers. That's one of our things now, so you can pop over to our website and pre-order. We're waiting for a restock right now, but you can pre-order element fire extinguishers. You can place them there on our website. And then the only other thing I'd really want to kind of mention is that I had a couple of items left. I mean, one of the things that kind of struck me as odd is I read and watch the news a lot, and we're all gearheads that listen to this show. And one of the things that popped into my head, or it came across my desk, was this. We're all moving into this futuristic world with EVs, and whether they're EV trucks or EV SUVs or even EV sedans like Teslas and whatnot. It's the future. It's happening. Whether we like it or not, I know we're all gearheads and we love our gasoline powered and diesel powered vehicles, but those are even kind of on the radar of some of this subscription based stuff. I was reading about BMW, Mercedes, and Tesla does it already, but these manufacturers that are starting to propose or even implement subscription-based things like heated seats. If you want, like BMW, I guess they got a lot of flack for it, but they wanted to try to make people pay a monthly fee to have your seats, your electric seats in your car work. I don't know what the amount of money was, but obviously there was a screaming backlash from people saying, "What are you doing? The equipment's already in our car. You can't make us pay for something that's already there." But it's going to be happening. I mean, obviously Sirius XM's been one of those subscription-based things that's satellite radio that's been happening for years and years. But now, things like, I guess Mercedes has a proposal to have increased power or acceleration or a higher speed. You pay an extra amount of money per year to get acceleration, 1 second faster acceleration to 60, or you can have, a higher horsepower so you can go faster. Tesla has a subscription where you can pay to get more range out of the battery. I mean, I guess they can unlock capacity in the battery pack or something like that. And I heard Toyota I'm not sure of all the details on it. Maybe Jimmy and Tyler from Snail Trail could chime in, but I've heard that they're going to be disabling the remote start. If your truck came or your vehicle came from the factory with remote start from the fob, the key fob, they're going to be disabling that and making it a subscription-based thing. So, you can write in, email in your thoughts on this. I mean, it's kind of scary. I think about it a little bit, and I'm happy that my Jeep is over 20 years old and doesn't have any of that electronic gizmos in it. But, the idea of paying subscriptions to have, I mean, where does it end? I mean, you could have BMW or any of these manufacturers would say, hey, we'll have the safety package. You'll get headlights and steering and braking for an extra $50 a month or whatever. I mean, where does it end? Oh, you want windshield wipers? Oh, those are going to be another $12 a month. It's just, I don't think this trend is good. And I don't know what, I guess it's, subscription based. They want to have a cash flow situation that this is no different than Microsoft or any of these companies that want to have you pay monthly to use their software. So it's just kind of a scary trend. And I'm glad that my vehicles are, for the most part, they're exempt from that, if you will. So if you want to chime in on that, you can call 408-800-5169 and leave us a voice message. We'd love to hear from you about that if you have any comments. You can also email Jason or Chris at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. Be happy to read or answer your questions on the air. And speaking of the emails, I received an email from a listener thanking us for giving that PSA about driving in the snow. They weren't aware that that area from Silver Fork on Montgomery Trail, from Silver Fork all the way to 88 was for tracked vehicles only. Shouldn't be no wheeled street vehicles are supposed to be in that area. That's for tracked vehicles only, and they were not aware. So they were very thankful that we were able to pass that word along, and now they know. And hopefully our listeners and Tom there will be able to spread the word a little bit better, so we can avoid any misunderstandings and land closures or trail closures in the future, because that's always a threat for us, and we definitely want to not have that happen. So, last update I just want to throw down is King of the Hammers is getting close, people. I mean, it's 6 weeks away. And I know all the teams are banging and clanging on their junk, getting it ready for the race. You hear about cars that they're still being built. I mean, there's a lot of teams are building brand new cars to compete in this year's race, whether they're 4,800 or 4,400 or any of the other classes. But it's going to be an epic year this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. So the planning, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, of course, is going to be on the lake bed from, sounds like we're going to be there the Friday before through, obviously, race day. And we'll give more details about our camp location, but we're typically up in Upper Hammertown Heights there. And feel free to drop by. But, it's early planning. Really excited. We're going to be getting some pre-race interviews in the can, and we'll air those. And then, of course, we're going to be on the lake bed interviewing teams and drivers and co-dogs and whatnot as time allows. We'll also be trying to wander through Hammertown and get some vendor interviews too, because obviously there's a huge turnout for suppliers and people, in the alleys there, just pawning their wares. So, yeah, hopefully we can see quite a few listeners out there and race teams, and hopefully, we get the weather gods are in our favor, and we get, obviously it's gonna be chilly and whatnot, but hopefully the windstorms stay calm and we maybe get a little bit of rain to keep the dust down. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to getting down on the lake bed and seeing everybody and seeing some great racing. So on that note, I don't really have anything else. I just wanted to put together a quick little episode for everybody. So there wasn't nothing. And hopefully Jason and I'll be back with our regular scheduled programming next week. In the meantime, everybody enjoy winter, enjoy the holiday season. Happy holidays. And we'll be chatting at you soon. I'm out.